Hello everyone. So before we start talking about flow control and loops, there are certain things that we need to know about first. So the first thing that we are going to talk about is what we call the Boolean data type. In the previous lectures, we have been studying different data types. We studied strings, we studied floating point numbers, we studied integers. There's another data type that we call Boolean data type, and it has just two values. One of them is true and the other one is false. That's it. These are the two Boolean data types that exist in Python programming language, and they are written with their initials with capital initials, and the rest of the letters are lowercase letters. You can also assign Boolean data type in a variable as well. So for example, if I want to assign spam to true, then here it is, spam is equal to true now. So this is what we call Boolean data type. Now there are certain operators that we want to study right now. We have been studying arithmetic operators in the previous lectures. Now there is something that we call comparison operators. What comparison operators basically do is to compare two things and then evaluate them to a Boolean data type. So for example, if I have two integers and I want to compare them. So for example, if I want to see whether 4 is greater than 5 or not, so I would use this greater than number and then write 5, and then it would evaluate to false. These comparison operators always have two answers. Either it would be true or it would be false. So this was the greater than operator that I just used. Another one is the less than operator. So 4 is less than 5, and that would be true. Another one is the equal to operator. So for example, if I want to know if any of the two things are equal to themselves or not, then I would use the equal to operator, and its basic syntax is two equal to signs. So 5 is equal to 5, and it would evaluate it to true. We can also use strings on both the sides of the equal to operator. So for example, if I want to check whether hello or hello is equal or not, it is not equal, because this equal to operator is case sensitive. You need to have both similar upper and lower cases in order to evaluate to true. So for example, if I have this and this, then it would evaluate to true, right? Another operator that we have is not equal to. So for example, let's take the same example. Hello is not equal to. The basic syntax is with the exclamation mark and an equal to sign, and it means not equal to. So this expression would translate to hello is not equal to hello, and that is true, right? There are two more comparison operators that we need to talk about, and they are greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. So for example, if I have 5 is greater than or equal to 5, this is true because 5 is, even though it's not greater than 5, is not greater than 5 obviously, but it surely is equal to itself. So yeah, we can also use variables. So this was the greater than or equal to sign. If I have a variable that is being evaluated to 42, for example, and I want to see whether spam is less than or equal to 100, it would evaluate to true because spam has been saved with the value of 42. Right, so there are another set of operators that we're going to talk about, and these are called Boolean operators. The first thing that we studied was a Boolean data type, and now we're studying Boolean operators, and we're going to study 3 of them. So the first one is the AND operator. So so the AND operator would evaluate the two expressions that it has on both of its sides, and would give the output as true if both of the sides are correct. So for example, true and true would give me true because both the sides are true. True and false would give me false because one of the sides is false. Then this is the reason why the whole expression is being evaluated as false. False and false This is also false, right? So there's another Boolean operator that we were supposed to talk about, and that is the OR operator. And for the OR operator, if any of these sides is true, it would evaluate to true. So for example, true or true is definitely going to be true. True or false, unlike the AND operator, would evaluate to true, right? False or true would still evaluate to true, and false or false would definitely be false, right? There's another operator called the NOT operator. So what the NOT operator basically does is to give the opposite answer. So for example, not true would give me false, and not false would give me true, right? So I give you the examples in terms of true and false. So we can also use statements that would either evaluate to true or false by using the comparison operators, and then use the Boolean operators, that is AND or not, to give us the final answer, right? So for example, if I have 4 is less than 5, here we are using the comparison operator. 4 is less than 5, or 5 is less than 5. It would evaluate to true. Why? Because one of these statements on with the OR is true, that is the 4 is less than 5. This is the true statement, so it would evaluate to true. However, if I use the AND operator, it would evaluate to false, because one of these statements is false, right? If I use the NOT operator, so not 4 is less than 5 and 5 is less than 5, it would swap our answer to its opposite value and it would be true, right? The actual statement that with the AND here in the parenthesis was false, and with the NOT operator it has been changed to true, right? So first of all, let me show you the truth tables of AND or not. So if I have both the expressions as true and the AND operator in between, I would have the answer as true. If one of them is false, then and have AND operator in between, my answer would be false, and if both of them is false, then obviously my answer is going to be false. Whereas in the OR operator, if either both of the expressions are true or even one of the expression is true, with the OR operator in between, my answer would be true, and it would only be false if all of the statements are false. For the NOT operator, if my answer is true, it would evaluate to false. If my answer is false, it would evaluate to true. Now let me show how the execution of AND operator and OR operator takes. This is how the execution of AND operator takes place. So it would start from the left hand side, it would evaluate this expression, and we know that whenever we use comparison operators in between, it would either give us true or give us false. So this expression has given us the value of true. We have the AND operator in between, so it is necessary for us to check the second statement as well in order to decide whether the whole statement is true or not. So when we came to the second statement, it's true as well, so true and true is going to be true. This is how the evaluation of the OR operator takes place. So if I have 6 is not equal to 5 or 4 is greater than 6, right? So if we think logically, 6 is not equal to 5 is the true statement, right? Computer would evaluate it, or 4 is greater than 6. So even if it is the wrong answer, the Python interpreter would not even look at this expression. If he knows that one of the expression is right, then the whole answer is going to be right. So this was how we could combine the comparison operator and the logical operator to get to our answers. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much.